Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 26 of Boro Tailgate Talks. I am Mike Kozminski.
And I'm Alex Brown.
Obviously, you guys knew that. I don't know why we still do
They
that.
don't know us by now.
Yeah, of course not. This is like episode 1. Nobody knows who
Yeah,
the
exactly.
heck we are.
Hey, this is a new show idea we have. It's called Boro Tailgate Talks.
Yeah.
We're resetting the universe after this episode.
I don't know if you can hear Joe saying that.
Yeah, we're resetting the Tailgate Talks canonical universe now.
But no, if we're doing that, I have a prediction. We're going to have 2 floor directors, and one is just going to leave us thinking we disrespect him. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. We're good.
Wait,
we're good.
no, Joe, if we reset the canonical universe, he has to take off the little bro glasses.
No.
No. Same universe still. Keep them on. On.
Oh!
Listen, every universe, Spider-Man, Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Every universe, he has the glasses.
Wow.
Wow.
Man, use the Spider-Man
Wow.
reference to justify.
Wow. All right. You know what, Joe? I'll allow it.
That's a good one.
All right.
Imagine being Uncle Ben in every single universe. It's merch at this point.
All right, time
Okay,
to get on to the sports.
Moving on, sports. What are we talking? Joe.
Are we starting?
Yes, we're going.
Well, I didn't get...
Well, I'm keeping this in. Hey, Richie, we're not restarting. I'm keeping this in.
We walked in while you were doing it.
I'm keeping this in.
Richie walks in to adjust our cameras while we're
We
recording.
only repeated 3 weeks ago.
I am keeping this in.
Welcome to Boro Tailgate Talks. We're back. We're back.
Yes, I need to tell Megan to make me a new logo. But
March Madness.
what are we talking
March
about?
Madness.
What are we talking about?
March Madness. March Madness.
Yes, March Madness.
Basketball.
Update of the bracket challenge. I feel like you need to say the update. I got it written down right here. You want to go ahead? You want to go ahead and say that? You want? You want to go say? Go ahead and say that. You want to go say? You want to go? You want to go? You want to go ahead and say
So-
who's number 1 between us 4? I mean,
So-
none of us are actually winning the thing, but
So
who's
so
number
so
1
currently our friend Isaac is winning our bracket challenge.
has Purdue winning it all, and he's
Still winning by
still
30
winning it.
points right now.
He's probably he probably has like teams that are just like somehow.
He
stolen.
probably had upsets or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's probably it.
So, out of me, Mike, Bryce, and Landon, Mike is in first place with 390. I'm in second place with 380. Bryce is in third with 350, and Landon's in fourth with 340.
Beautiful.
Now,
Sorry, Richie.
I'm doing better than I thought I would be.
You are.
I'm actually doing pretty good, except my 2 teams in the Natty are both already out.
Mine's still in.
I had Arizona
Mine's still
and
in.
Kansas in the Natty, and they both lost in the first 2 rounds.
Mine's
Lovely.
Still in. Mine's still in.
So, I guess we shall just talk about some of the crazy upsets real quick. Princeton is
Oh,
on
yeah.
a tear right now.
I can pull up the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
previews.
Number 15, Princeton beat number 2, Arizona, in the round of 64. And then the round of 32, Princeton beat somebody else. They beat Missouri, is what it was. Other teams that got upset, FDU upset. Who did FDU upset? Oh, they upset Purdue. We called on the show that there would be a 1 seed, 16 seed upset possibly, and I did say specifically that FDU could give Purdue a hard time. So,
yeah, they beat Purdue.
and then they lost last night to FAU. Shout out to my friend that's a big FAU fan. He was tweaking on the Xbox party last night over it.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Darn Xbox party.
Darn Xbox parties, man. But
And hey, but I know one guy that's in that party.
yeah,
AJ.
Yeah, AJ.
You've seen AJ on the
Tailgate
show.
Talks guest.
Yes, you've seen AJ on the show. I miss AJ.
I miss AJ too.
Gosh.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Gosh, I wonder if he's gonna be. Oh, I can't say that about a certain film. I can't say that.
Oh,
yet.
no,
I can't say that yet.
No.
I can't say that yet. You know, if a certain other film gets edited and posted on somebody's channel.
Anyway, do you wanna? You got the bracket pulled up?
Yeah. So we got Kansas State and Michigan State on third. Now, I mean, these are the Thursday games. All right, so Michigan State and Kansas State, and then we're gonna move on to Arkansas and UConn, and then FAU versus Tennessee.
That ought to be a good game.
I almost got the Tennessee Louisiana thing right. I almost did.
Yeah.
My team Gonzaga taking on UCLA. UCLA's hanging in there. I'll give them credit.
Yeah.
And then Friday it will be San Diego State against Alabama. Alabama, of course, is
Probably heavily favored.
yeah. And then Miami and Houston.
Well,
again.
Arizona State's a 5. Or did you say Arizona State?
No, I said San Diego State.
San Diego State, that's the one. They're a 5 seed, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
They're
yeah,
a 5 seed. Yeah, so
and then
good.
another 1 for 5 seed. Houston taking on Miami. Miami. I know what I said about Miami, but after they played so far in the tournament, I wouldn't be, as I looked over here pretending that the thing was over here, and I got to pay attention more. Yeah, I was literally looking at this game, but gosh darn it, Richie. But no, I think Miami could beat Houston. It's possible.
I think it's possible.
It is possible.
And I'm going to say it on the show right now. I think Texas is a dark horse natty contender right now, honestly.
Didn't you say this is their year to win it? Because I think it's Kansas and who
yeah,
else is out?
Kansas is out. Arizona's out.
Arizona, yep.
You've got Houston, who showed they were vulnerable against Memphis in the conference championship in the American tournament. So this could be the year for a Kansas State or a Texas to win the Natty. So who knows? It's going to be interesting. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. So then, but man, Princeton, man.
What a run!
Yeah,
what a Cinderella right now.
Yeah. But you got anything to talk about with Princeton? I know.
No, I didn't write anything down about them. I just know that they're this year's Cinderella team. That's all there is to it. They're, I mean, FDU beating Purdue is pretty crazy, but they're out now. They lost to FAU. Their run ended deeper than we thought it would. So good on FDU, but Princeton's good. Them smart people, man. They must have some advanced statistic we don't know about. Like in young Sheldon, whenever the football team hired him because of his knowledge of statistics and everything.
Yeah,
it's like the Princeton basketball team right now.
Yeah, really. So Xavier and Tennessee. Xavier in Tennessee.
Hey, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Just passing through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. I'm nervous on camera. Now I'm off, though.
I just, while you were going off about Princeton, I texted Joe, just randomly just walk around camera. I was like, don't say anything to Alex. Just walk around camera. Just completely out of context. Just completely out of context.
Next time I will. I'll try to climb up the wall.
Yeah. You got kind of close.
You did.
I never noticed that before.
So, so Xavier, Tennessee, that should be a good game.
That should be a good game for sure.
That's Tennessee. Sorry, Texas. My bad. Xavier. Yeah, these are hard to see in. These are hard to see in. But that's what you get for being little, bro. Win. That's what you do. You win. Is the thing. It is what I am doing right now in the March Madness.
He is currently doing it.
Yes. I'm gonna eat my words next week. I'm calling it now. I'm eating.
You can't see it at all, but
unless you zoom in, but I don't really want to mess with the camera. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. But yeah, I mean, interesting games. I do wish Texas would have lost against Penn State and Pitt would have beat Xavier, because then it would have been Penn State and Pitt in the Sweet 16. That would have been crazy. And honestly, in that scenario, if Penn State would have beaten Pitt, I would not have been mad. I don't have a problem with Penn State basketball. Their coach isn't a jerk like James Franklin, and the players actually earned it. So I would not have had an issue if Penn State knocks Pitt out in that scenario. But obviously that didn't happen because they both lost in the round of 32. But
Penn State played Texas tough though. So
they did. Pitt. We'll get to Pitt. We will get to Pitt. But well, you know what? Let's go to Pitt now. Let's start with Pitt now.
I was gonna say we're talking about March Madness anyway. I see you got a couple of the Pitt games written down.
Yep, I do. I'm gonna start with Iowa State, and Mississippi State, and as if you watched the Boro Tailgates vlog, which we do have a channel up now, the Boro Tailgates channel. Go subscribe. It's a bunch of word I can't say. But you did see, if you watched, Alex and I's reaction to the very last play of the game. That was our genuine reaction to that, and it was crazy. But so I don't really have anything else to say about that since it's on. Go watch the vlog. Man, the Diaz-Graham twins, man, I can't say enough about them. They're big. They're big, and they stepped up in this tournament, man.
They did.
They really did. How do you say the one with the G word?
Guillermo, yeah.
Guillermo Diaz-Graham. So against Mississippi State, he did have 3 points. We were kind of complaining about him,
because he airballed 4 threes.
Yeah, then every time he couldn't just hold on to the ball, he just knocked it out of bounds or just gave it to the other team. Diaz-Graham. And then when you do something big, we go, Diaz-Graham!
We just lose our minds over it.
But Blake Himson, 12 points. He had an awesome deep three, which was crazy.
Yeah, he did.
I got Alex's roommate mad because I yelled because it was like midnight.
I forgot about that.
But it was crazy. He was so far away from the three-point line. It was crazy. God, like, and here's the thing too. He's only a junior.
He's
gonna be back next year. The people that will be back, both the Graham twins. Hinson should be back because he's not ready for the NBA yet,
Not yet.
Burton's gone. I think Cummings is gone. Greg Elliott is gone.
Sabande is gone.
Sabande, thank God, spaz. Dior Johnson might transfer. You don't know, but again, you could get other transfers too, or recruits that come in that are like 5-star recruit. Like it's possible after this year, showing what Kibble can do when you're in a tough situation, losing two good shooters. So that's that. But Himson, 12 points, and then Marius Burton, 6 points. He doesn't like shooting threes, which I don't know why.
No, he doesn't.
Nelly Cummings had 15 points. He had a good game.
Yeah, he had a great game.
He had a great game. Greg Elliott had 13, also good, I would say. And then, of course, the final score was 60-59. Of course, it came down the very last second, which was crazy.
A wide open three.
I don't know which one it was, Guillermo or what was the other one?
Guillermo, and it's a J, right?
It starts with a J.
It's a J. I can't
It starts with a
remember his
J.
name either.
Whichever one it was, they had an insane block to set up the final play.
Yeah.
That was an insane block. But so Iowa State they blew out basically the entire game. I remember we went to round one this weekend and we were watching the game and I saw it was when I turned it on it was 10-1 and it was like 22-6 at one point. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it was like 14-2 or something like that. It was a big margin.
Yeah, that game Guillermo Diaz-Graham had 9 points. Blake Himson 5, a little lower this time. Jamarius Burton 11 points, not bad. Nelly Cummings 13, still pretty good, and Greg Elliott at 10. And the final score for that was 59-41. So great game there.
Yeah.
Now the game against Xavier. Oh boy. They started heating up at the wrong time.
The second half was a lot better than the first half for sure.
They just ran out of time. They ran out of time, I would say.
I said it's 2 20-minute halves. Pitt played bad for like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yep.
And they still almost made it a game with 10 minutes of really good quality playing.
They could have had a chance if they saw Greg Elliott open in the corner.
Yeah, that pains me still. That pains me really bad. But again, this is the problem that I talked with. Me and Mike have said this for weeks now. If you can't shoot and you can't rebound, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
Especially, that's why I think Xavier might be Texas's biggest threat for the rest of the tournament in terms of winning a natty because Xavier can shoot.
Yeah, they can.
They've got a team full of shooters, and it's not just their starting 5. They can rotate all game, and they're all shooters. They can all hit from anywhere on the court. They can hit outside the arc. They can hit in the paint. They can hit anywhere. They're deadly. So they could be a dark horse, too. Honestly, this entire year is just a whole bunch of toss-ups. We really don't know who's going to win it this year.
It has legit, no pun intended, has been madness.
It has been madness.
It has been madness. It has been
It's been a really good tournament, honestly.
It really has. It really has, because, I'm currently winning in the challenge. Well, not the whole thing, but the four of us. The four of us. But we don't got to talk about that yet. Now, okay, just to before I get to just so I don't forget, Alex still has a chance to maybe tie and maybe even win because he still has Kansas State, who's in this Final Four.
In Houston.
If they make it to the Final Four, he still has a chance.
Yeah.
But if Gonzaga wins it all, that's pretty much.
I'm done, yeah.
You're done.
If Gonzaga wins it, I'm done for.
Yeah. And guess what happens?
But not yet, so put it back on.
That one slipped, I'm sorry. You can take that out of my paycheck, Richie.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's in the contract. When you sign the contract for the Boro Tailgate Talks contract.
Where
The
is this
contract I
going?
didn't know we had. Richie did. Okay, so here's the story. Here's the story when we got the.
Pictured a naked lady. I didn't sign it.
I'm gonna edit that out. So this is the story to that. Richie said, "Hey, got this idea for a show. Walk up. By the way, can you sign these papers for me?" I was like, oh, "Okay, just not gonna read it. Let's go like this." Signed it, and then yeah. So that was the contract. Now, how did you find out about the contract? Oh boy, this is good. This is gonna be good. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. This is gonna be good. I bet this is gonna be good.
So basically what happened, right? Hanging out after we had that meeting upstairs in Pogue, on my vlog channel, youtube.com/AlexBrownVlogs.
Oh yeah, because originally the first episode you were just a guest.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Richie was like, "Hey."
And I left the room.
Yeah.
To go get food at Poe.
Yeah, he went to go get food, and Richie was like, "Hey, we might have something really special here. You wanna sign this piece of paper?" And I was like, "Is there any way I can just absolutely screw over Mike
Wait, what?
through my contract?"
Wait, whoa.
And he was like,
whoa.
Yeah. I
Whoa.
can't tell you what it is. It's a surprise. But if you just sign here, then one day, I promise you'll learn what it is. And I was like, okay. And I signed off on it. So
When were you guys gonna tell me this? You should have told me this from the beginning. Richie,
kind of.
why didn't you tell me this about the contract?
This is kind of awkward.
You tell him about the contract, but you just say, hey, sign these papers.
Sorry, Richie. I didn't mean to.
I mean, I should have read the papers. I should have read the papers. That's on me. I should have read the papers. But, gosh. Yeah, Nathaniel, if you ever get dragged into this, you better read the contract.
Read the fine print.
Read the fine print.
Because I've gotten burned by this contract too.
Yeah, he has.
I forgot to promote for a week.
He has. Exactly. He has. Okay, we're moving on. All right, so Xavier, Guillermo Diaz-Graham, good game.
Very solid game.
11 points. Blake Himson, 18 points. He had another deep three, was awesome.
Yeah.
And then Jamarius Burton, 16 points. Very good way to leave Pittsburgh for your last game. Obviously, you wanted to win, but you know,
Right.
you know what I mean. Nelly Cummings, 9 points. Greg Elliott, 6 points. Nike Samambe had a terrible game. Just an absolute. He could not handle the ball or shoot the ball to save his life that game.
No, he turned it over way too many times and didn't hit like any of his threes.
Right. So then Xavier 184-73. So.
Which sounds a lot closer than it was. They were down 14 at halftime. That's just too much of an ask. Honestly, with a team that can keep scoring, just keep rolling the entire game, it's really hard to ask a team like Pitt, who really relies on their big guys to make stops and get turnovers inside. You can't ask them to come back from 14 points like that. And they almost did still. It was really close. And it actually would have been even closer if they didn't have to keep fouling them to stop the clock because they were out of timeouts. But, again, it's just too much. That's all there is to it. This is a football game. 14-point deficit at halftime is nothing. But this is basketball. It's different. So, unfortunately, Pitt's out of the tournament. You have anything? I don't have anything else to say on it. So
No.
I don't know if you have anything else to say either.
No. I don't know, man. It was
sad.
It was sad. Definitely good run, and definitely successful. Very successful.
Yeah, still exceeded expectations. Oh God, here comes Joe.
Oh boy.
Still exceeded expectations for the season. Mm-hmm. Coach Capel manages to stay the coach for another year.
Yeah, he earned it.
He earned it. He earned, at least another season.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Pitt's got a big core.
The harvest is near. That's all.
Did you tell him to say that?
No, actually, no. I told him to give you a hug.
I'm scared. Okay, let's forget that happened. Pitt again.
Beep.
You exceeded expectations. You had a great season. What the heck was that?
There goes the stage.
Oh my God.
Boro
Our
Tailgate Talks. That was not scripted.
We didn't tell the stage to do that.
We don't script this.
No. So, Coach Capel, you've got another season. You got a lot of great players returning as well, right? They should have some. They have some pretty solid returning starters.
Diaz-Graham's twins. Not Burton.
Dior Johnson might be coming back.
Maybe Himson. That's a big one. Pitt could be nasty next year, man.
They could be.
Pitt could be nasty next year. So I got nothing else to add about Pitt.
I got nothing either. So
back to NFL. It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
A lot has happened.
Yes, crazy free agency. But wait. I do want to say this first.
Oh my God, you wrote down even more than I did. Oh, you wrote down numbers. Okay, I didn't.
I wrote down numbers. I just want to show the camera.
I was gonna say let's both do this real.
Oh God, the lighting. You can't even see. Yeah, it's just all the way down here. You can barely see it. You can see some of it.
Mine is from my finger right here.
I'm surprised you didn't come up and
all the way.
Standing up.
I already came up twice.
Joe's at his limit for the week.
But I want to say this was the most important signing out of all of NFL free agency, I would say. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have found a replacement for Tom Brady. Baker Mayfield. That's your replacement? He's washed! You hear me?
He was never even that good.
Washed!
Straight up to my face.
He's washed. What are you guys doing? He's washed. Come on. You do better than that. I love it when we do that.
Baker Mayfield's going to have a Pro Bowl season this year now.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so I'll let Mike go second so he can give the numbers on some of these because I'm sure a lot of these are probably
This is gonna
the
be
same ones.
This is gonna be a mess.
It's going to be a mammoth.
It's gonna be a mess.
Okay, so I'm just going to run through some teams that made some pretty big signings.
All right, just run. What's your first team? We can do it.
Panthers, yeah.
Panthers. I didn't write all of them down. I just want to clarify that.
No, so the Panthers, I don't know about the numbers. Again, I haven't written down any of these numbers. All I know is that the Panthers have signed Adam Thielen to a 3-year contract. They also added Miles Sanders, Von Bell, and Hayden Hurst. All pretty big weapons. Von Bell's a great safety, great secure tackler, great on coverage, and then 3 offensive weapons for, assumingly, C.J. Stroud this year.
Okay, so what I wrote down for that was Thielen. I mean, it didn't have the dollar amount, but he did sign for 3 years. And then Miles Sanders, 4 years, $25 million.
Okay.
Interesting contract.
Yeah.
Hayden Hurst, 3 years, $21.75 million, and then I did write down Andy Dalton for some reason, 2 years, $10 million, and then
Solid backup.
yeah, then safety Von Bell, 3 years, $22.5 million. So
Ooh, interesting.
interesting contracts.
Okay, next I'll go with the Bears. I'm just going to go in the order that I've written down.
Okay.
Chicago Bears, obviously the big thing, have traded with the Carolina Panthers. The trade details: the Bears send the #1 overall pick to Carolina, and in return, the Bears get pick 9. Their first next year, their second this year, which is I think 61, and then I want to say a 2025 second and DJ Moore. So
It's impressive you remembered that, by the way.
yeah, I know it was just a big trade.
That is quite impressive.
I have really good random memory. So big trade for the Bears. That is a king's ransom for the first overall pick. But I mean, to trade up 8 spots, you need to give up some capital. Other than that, they added Tremaine Edmonds from Buffalo to their linebacking core. There's your Roquan Smith replacement. T.J. Edwards, I want to say outside linebacker from Philadelphia, and Titans interior offensive lineman Nate Davis.
So what I wrote down for that, all I wrote down was obviously DJ Moore being traded, and then Tremaine Edmonds, 4 years, $72 million.
That's a pretty big contract.
I'm a little disappointed that he signed with the Bears. I really wanted the Steelers to go
Yeah.
after him. But the Steelers did make
Yeah,
good decisions.
We will get to the Steelers a little bit down the line here.
They made good decisions.
All right, next I'm going to go with Dallas. This is a big one. Cowboys don't make these kind of free agency splashes a lot.
Still the Yankees of the NFL.
I mean, yeah. So the Cowboys have traded for Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks, 2 serious positions of need. They needed a #2 receiver and they needed a #2 corner really bad.
Where did you get this off of, by the way?
I want to say the CBS website.
That is literally the website I got it
Yeah,
off of, so we're good.
I was gonna say.
So we're fine.
Okay, so Gilly and Brandon Cooks both go to the Cowboys. Gilmore might actually still technically be better as a corner than Trayvon Diggs.
So just move on.
And then Brandon Cooks. And the Cowboys have actually managed to trade for both of them with compensatory picks from other trades. I want to say most of them are from the Amari Cooper trade. So for those 2 players, the Cowboys have given up a grand total of 2 5ths and a 6th-round pick for Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore. They also retained Leighton Vander Esch, their quarterback on defense in the linebacking core, and left tackle Tyron Smith. So Cowboys retain some important pieces, and they trade for 2 serious positions of need. So Dak still sucks. Whatever.
So yeah, I got nothing on the Cowboys, and well, I do, but I don't have a dollar amount, so you can go ahead and move on.
Next, Miami. We're gonna go ahead
and
Dolphins obviously traded for Jalen Ramsey from the Los Angeles Rams for a 3rd-round pick and a tight end with 1 career reception. Cool. Whatever. We're gonna forget about that. Signed Mike White, my GOAT, and also Titans 3-4 outside linebacker David Long, who I will miss greatly.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Excuse
Do you have any numbers for any of those?
No, I do not.
Okay. And then obviously the Saints, the only one I've written down is they signed Derek Carr. That's really the only truly notable one.
4 years, 150 mil. I don't know about that, Chief.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, Chief. But I did also write down for the Saints. For Michael Thomas, 1 year, 10 mil.
Yeah.
So it's a.
Oh yeah, you're right. I did see that. New York Giants traded for Darren Waller for, I want to say, not a whole ton. Something along the lines of a 3rd-round pick. They extended Daniel Jones on a, I want to say, 4 years, $160 million contract. Oof. And then they franchise tagged Saquon Barkley, which I imagine is somewhere in the range of $15 to $20 million. I don't know if you have those written down for the Giants or anything like that.
Oh, sorry.
Daniel Jones. And Saquon Barkley.
Daniel Jones, 4 years, 160 mil, and for Barkley, I just wrote down franchise tag. Then Giants for Darren Waller trade. That's all I literally wrote down. That is all I have literally written down. There we go.
The Jets, I only wrote this one down because they might be doing something cool, which is trading for Aaron Rodgers. Still isn't official yet. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. Aaron Rodgers just likes being dramatic. And then they signed Alien Lizard Man, a.k.a. Alan Lazard.
Joe. Hey, Richie, just for Richie, go to this camera. Go to this
Alan
camera.
Lazard.
Go to this camera. Because I'm gonna screen record this for Joe later. Joe. I'll cut that part out. But I'll save the thing. Yeah. Okay. All right, go ahead.
All right, so yeah, I mean, the Jets did sign Alan Lazard, which was one of the players that Aaron Rodgers requested.
What?
Alan Lazard is one of the players that Aaron Rodgers requested the Jets sign if he is going to go there. So they are doing things to make Aaron happy, even though he has not given them anything yet. Next, Steelers.
Steelers, yes.
Here we go, big one.
I like these.
Steelers signed Patrick Peterson.
I love that move.
Me too.
Love that move.
I wrote down quite a few people at this, actually.
Patrick Peterson, nice guy. When he was with the Cardinals, and
8-time Pro Bowler.
And Mike Miller was still with the Cardinals.
Shout out to Mike Miller.
Had a conversation. My dad had a conversation with Patrick Peterson. Great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy from what I've heard.
So they signed Pat Pete. Obviously,
by the way, I don't mean to interrupt. The argument about the number 7 thing is so stupid. Come on.
It is.
Come on. Unless if, like.
But he's a culture guy. He gets it. He's wearing a different number.
Yeah, whatever.
So they signed Pat Pete. They signed Nate Herbig. He's an interior offensive lineman. I forget who they signed him from. Cole Holcomb, the middle linebacker from Washington. Big one. He should be better than Devin Bush.
Yes.
So that's a big upgrade.
Another guy that could be better than Devin. That should be better than Devin Bush.
Agreed. They signed Landon Roberts, who is another linebacker from Miami.
Love this signing.
And then this one, I think, might be the most underrated one. They signed Isaac Seumalo from Philadelphia, who is a very solid starting offensive lineman. He started in the Super Bowl. He's obviously pretty good. Mm-hmm. And then outside of free agency signings, they also re-signed Larry Ogunjobi to try and keep some of the interior defensive line together, because that is kind of taking a hit this year in free agency.
Yeah, the guard signing. It is called the Kenny Pickett fence. The Kenny Pickett fence.
That is amazing.
But yeah, Ogunjobi.
Hopefully they're more sturdy than a picket fence, but
yeah, really. Ogunjobi, 3 years, 21.75 mil.
Solid.
Patrick Peterson, 2 years, 14 mil.
Solid.
Nate, how do you say that?
Herbig.
Herbig, 2 years, 8 mil. Cole Holcomb, 3 years, 18 mil. Landon Roberts, 2 years, 7 mil, which is shocking, actually.
Yeah.
Isaac, say that again? Seumalo, 3 years and 24 mil. I think that's what I wrote down.
None of those are really bad contracts. Those are all actually pretty cheap, and those are some pretty quality players.
Oh, I don't know if you mentioned the Patriots or Raiders yet, because
I did not. You can cover those ones once I'm done running through these ones. I don't know if you're are you checking the ones off that we've gone through already or anything?
Yeah, so far, I got like 49ers, Seahawks,
yeah, okay.
Bucks, Commanders.
I only have a couple more left.
Okay.
Seahawks actually are the next one I have. They signed Devin Bush.
Don't have a dollar amount for that. Don't care.
They extended Geno. It was a 3-year $100-something million contract, was it?
Deserved.
Yeah. They also added to the D-line, considering they were the 31st ranked rush defense in the league last year. They added Draymond Jones and Jaron Reed, 2 solid defensive linemen, interior defensive linemen, I might add. And then, quick little question. The Seahawks signed safety Julian Love from Indianapolis, I believe. They have $32 million tied up in Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams right now. What does that mean for Jamal Adams?
Yeah.
Because not Julian Love, because Quandre Diggs is a really good safety. And obviously Jamal Adams missed the season this past year with an injury. I believe it was a torn Achilles. So what does this mean for Jamal Adams? Is he a potential cap casualty this year? Or a trade piece maybe even, because he's still good. But Jamal Adams might not be a Seahawk anymore pretty soon. So that'll be something to keep an eye out on. I don't know if you have any numbers down for Geno or the defensive lineman or anything.
I only got Geno, 3 years, 75 mil.
Oh, okay. It was less than I thought,
Once
but
again, I think that is very, very deserved. I feel like Geno earned it. Geno definitely earned it. So all that talk about drafting another quarterback,
Yeah, no. Not this year.
Nope.
Unless, there's a hot take. Unless you take DTR in a later round. Because he would work. And I like DTR a lot.
Yeah.
We'll see. We're going to move on. Very quick one. Bengals add Orlando Brown from the Chiefs. I want to say that was like a 3-year deal or something like that.
I did not write that one.
They add a tackle to their team. They add a talented offensive lineman. And then my last team that I've written down is the Commanders. They add Brissett, veteran quarterback.
1 year, 10 mil.
Okay. They add Andrew Wiley, the Chiefs. That's 2 Chiefs offensive linemen that got lost in free agency, by the way. Nick Gates, Cody Barton, the linebacker from Seattle. Cam Dantzler, the corner. And then they re-signed Daron Payne, the interior defensive lineman. So Commanders actually made some money moves. I don't think any of the deals were that crazy or anything like that, but they made some money moves to keep the team solid. So they could be a solid if they get a quarterback.
Yeah, for real. But the ones I got that he didn't mention, the Lions, unfortunately, signed cornerback Cam Sutton.
Yeah.
3 years, 33 mil. Lions will be a playoff team.
I think so too.
I'm calling it right now.
In a weak NFC especially, I agree.
Yeah, the Lions will definitely be a playoff team in 2023.
If they can just get better in the first half of the season instead of being really garbage in the first half and getting really good in the second half.
Yeah. The Raiders franchise tagged Josh Jacobs. Not shocking at all.
Yeah, no, that's not shocking.
They signed Jimmy Garoppolo. 3 years, 67.5 mil.
67.5, yeah.
I don't know about that contract, man.
Also, the Lions added C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Yes.
I forget which version he says now.
That was today. So
yeah, that was today. That was a 1 year, $8 million prove-it deal for Gardner-Johnson, which I don't know why he needs to prove it. He literally led the league in picks before he got hurt last year.
Yep.
But the Lions had a very good player to their secondary for dirt cheap.
Yep. Then wide receiver, Jacoby Myers, 3 years, 33 mil.
Yep.
And then...
Are you laughing because of what I think it is?
What do you think I'm laughing at?
Well, the first thing I thought was Juju to the Patriots.
We'll get to that.
Okay, so that's not what were you laughing at?
Robert Spillane.
Yeah.
2 years, 7 mil. Okay, bye.
That is so cheap. How could we not?
I like how Richie looked at the screen when I said bye. No, we're not done yet. But quickly with the Patriots, Jarrell Peppers, 2 years, 11 mil.
Solid.
James Robinson, 2 years, 8 mil to the Patriots.
J-Rob. Okay.
Yeah. Then Mike Gesicki, screw him, Penn State guy, 1 year, 9 mil. And then, of course, Juju Smith-Schuster, 3 years, 33 mil.
Or
Guess
the
what?
name I
Guess
prefer, dubbed by Antonio Brown, Boo Boo Schuster.
Yes, and guess what? I just want to clarify this because I don't really want to spend too much time talking about Juju. Patrick Mahomes saved your career. That's all I'm going to say. So that's all I'm going to say about that. You got anything else to add? So we can rant about the Penguins and the show?
No, I think that's all the free agency news that's like big. Oh, no, one last thing. Lamar Jackson has still not signed the Ravens franchise tag yet. I don't know what's going to happen. Apparently no one's interested in the dude. Like, I don't get how. If you're the Colts, who might be out of position to take a worthy quarterback in the draft this year, because C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young are most definitely going to be gone in the top 2 now, because the Texans have seemed to be very interested in Bryce Young the whole time. And the Panthers want C.J. Stroud, so they're going to be 1-2 automatically. You're picking at 4. You're either going to be taking Anthony Richardson or Will Levis. Now, I love Anthony Richardson now, I was a little down on him. I thought he was foolish for coming to the draft after his sophomore year of college, but he's a really, really talented football player. So unless you're willing to take a gamble on him at 4, Indy, because I would not gamble on Will Levis at 4 personally, what are you going to do, you know? I don't know. It's going to be crazy. Is it Penn's time?
Yes, it is.
Now
Now listen.
All right.
I wore my jersey because I want to show respect for Chris Letang, a guy that actually likes to win. This guy right here is too disgusted with this
I am.
atrocious team to wear his jersey or anything Penguins right now.
Yeah.
He is disgusted with this team. Disgusted.
So, shout out to Joe with the sneeze.
Joe.
Didn't say anything funny.
I
Joe.
just wasn't ready for something like outside of like the stage to be heard.
I feel like Joe's got to be out here for the intro, for the outro.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but-
Now just come up when you say like.
All right, so I've written down the scores for the last 7 Pens games. We are 3-4 in our last 7 games. So, starting way back on like March 7th or something like that, we were down 4-0 and scored 5 straight, including an overtime game winner to beat Columbus at home. Then we lost 4-3 in overtime at home against the Islanders, beat Philadelphia at home 5-1, won in overtime 3-2 against the Rangers at home, lost 6-4 to Montreal at home, and then the past 2 games have been at the Rangers. We lost 4-2 and 6-0.
You want to see the drawing I had for my
3 straight losses, by the way. 3 straight losses.
You want to see the drawing I had for the how I felt about the Penguins?
Good Lord. Okay, so we play Ottawa tonight at 7 p.m. They are 33-31-5, and we are currently 34-25-10, which is good for 5th in the Metro, which means we're right on the line of the playoffs. This team is really inconsistent, and I can't get myself to keep watching games whenever I can't see if we're going to beat a really good team by a lot or lose to a horrible team by a lot. I just can't do it.
Yeah, and really the only thing I got to add too is I talked to Alex about this last night is why is Jeff Carter and Brian Dumoulin still playing?
I know.
And Mike Sullivan was asked this in a press conference the other day, and I get it. You got to defend your players. I would expect you to defend your players.
Yeah.
But don't pretend there's nothing wrong with Carter and Dumoulin. Come on. You just lost 6-0 to the Rangers. You're getting cooked right now.
What have I been saying the past, like, ever since we started talking about hockey on the show? Jeff Carter looks like he's skating in molasses. Like,
Literally.
dude's
literally
just
is.
old, and he's just not great anymore. He's not a bad shooter, but he's just not.
And Dumoulin, he's been a problem all year. It's been like he's skating around. He's like what? What? He's probably joining Carter in molasses.
Yeah, honestly.
Gosh, I got nothing else to add about the Penguins. I'm so mad. I don't even
I
want to
know.
talk about the Penguins. But
I think
Joe,
this is the
outro.
fastest rant ever. Joe, you want to come on up? That's the fastest rant we've ever had before on this show.
Quote of the day. Quote of the day, Joe.
Oh, I don't have to think for this one. I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Popcorn. That's not it. That's not it.
Oh.
You put a bunch of kernels in a bowl, and they all pop at different times. That's a metaphor for your life. Your time will come, even if other people are ahead.
Motivational today.
It's always
Hey,
motivation.
hey. That is all.
It's not my line.
It's not his line. If you know, you know. All right,
I'm the only
paper.
serious person on this show.
Joe.
Joe.
All right.
Trying to get it stuck in the frame.
We will see you guys for episode 27 next week.
How are we already at 27?
I know,
episodes?
crazy, right? Crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, crazy.